we rarely get good news in today's world. And when all the positive, productive things are taken away from you, like love, the beauty, or in the case of women, the handsomeness of men, excellence, like I want to see excellence in a movie and it's all political stuff. Or I want to see pretty good looking people, male, female, doesn't matter, just handsome people. And it's nothing but fat people at Walmart. It's good to see bad things happen to bad people. Like that's the only thing, the I told you so-ness. Because if you're going to take away all that's beautiful, wonderful, and excellent in life, and we got to watch Seth Rogen movies instead of Ivan Reitman movies, all right, fine. I'm going to be happy when bad things happen to the bad people that force the ugliness on us. And I'm not going to curse because I want this not to be monetized. I want to get it. We're not going to curse. We're just going to be happy. And so gather round, kids. Cappy's going to tell you a happy story. From USA Today. The link is down below, and the link to my book called Worthless, The Young Person's Indispensable Guide to Choosing the Right Major is also linked below. Liberal arts colleges fighting to survive and are discounting tuition and upping enrollment. It's not working. A drive to increase college enrollment at Albion College. That's where I'm sending my kids. Albion, right up there with Harvard and Caltech. A drive to increase enrollment at Albion College was successful in bringing more students to campus. It didn't solve Albion's problem. This is written by David Jesse of the Detroit Free Press. You guys are going to have to forgive me. I kind of lost my voice here a little bit today. And yes, Atham, I know. Freshly vasectomized. Just hold off on the super chats. Just hold off. Troy, Michigan. The sedan swooped into Albion College, stopping alongside the curb next to a dorm. The trunk popped open, and in the wind, rain, and cold one day last fall, Jada Stewart loaded her belongings, bag after bag, into her mom's car because she was too poor to afford her own car. I'm sorry. I bought my own car when I was an adult. Stewart wasn't the only remaining student in Albion on that mid-November afternoon, but most were already gone. The biggest things moving in the streets were the last of the fallen leaves. Parking lots were deserted. Campus was shut down. 3 days earlier, students had been told they had to leave by noon Saturday because of rising COVID-19 cases. Stewart got permission to stay an extra day before her mom drove the 3.5 hours from Chicago. Stewart had come to Albion 3 years ago as part of an ongoing push by the college into the Chicago area in an effort to increase enrollment and diversity. And Jada, by the way, if you didn't see the picture, she's a young black lady. How many times do I have to tell my minority listeners? I don't have to tell you guys. I could tell you once that you guys would know. The colleges are not your friends. They are not your friends. They are using diversity, and specifically minorities and women, as a means to enrich themselves. You go borrow from now the federal government, 7% interest or whatever, and you give them money, about $100,000 of it, to the socialist leftist professors, and they say, oh, we love diversity so much. Oh, we love your people coming here. Oh, we just can't get enough of your people. Yeah, give us the money. Oh, no, we love you. Those other people, we hate them. We love you. Come here, give us that money. As long as you got that money. Do you got the money? Yeah, we love you as long as you got that money. Oops, now we're closing. Hopes the credits transfers. Oh. Albion needed more students for a simple reason. More students equals more money. But I thought you couldn't put a price on education. I thought it was about the money. Especially, how dare you charge? She is a black female. What is wrong with you? Don't you care? At least in theory. Without state aid, private colleges are dependent on tuition, room, and board to keep their doors open. At Albion, those three categories brought in 58% of the school's total revenue. I like how it's a private school, but 58% without state aid, private schools dependent on tuition, room, and board to keep their doors open. And those three categories brought in 58%. So 32, no, I did the math wrong. 42% of the revenue was the taxpayer. I love how private companies get 42% subsidies. You're not really private then, are you? school's revenue in 2018-2019 school year. But schools often find the only way to bring more students onto campus is to give hefty price breaks, which is exactly what happened at Albion. I got an idea. This is crazy. Hang on. Hear me out here now. See, why don't you cut costs? Like that diversity, feminist inclusion, and touchy-feely with Fuzzy Bunny's diversity inclusion manager you have, that you pay $150,000 a year with benefits, or your overpriced tenured professors, or the 40 adjuncts you have. Maybe you also increase class sizes. There's this thing called the internet now, where you could teach unlimited number of people. But no, we want to have the college experience. And you have to have safety rooms, and it has to feel campusy, and that all costs money. We can't, because it's really about an experience, right? It's really about an experience. It's not about an education. It's not about their future. Obviously, it's about the experience. Experience is expensive. Let me ask, did you have a football team? At least, did you have sports, huh? Did you have a sports program? That's really critical to education, isn't it now? Always got a kick out of people. Well, I appreciate when people get they earn a sports scholarship. That's good. But then you go to, I went to college to play volleyball. Why? What? Why? Ball goes up. Oh, it hit the ground. These people are better than you, apparently. Then he bumps that spike. Oh, they spike. Oh, that really hit the ground. You guys really suck. How is that $48,000 a year in tuition coming? Oh, it's only $38,000 with your volleyball scholarship. Oh, that's nice. I'm sure you'll be able, with your communications degree, to pay that back. Finally, the only way to bring more money is bring more students onto campus and give hefty price breaks, which is exactly what happened at Albion, because we can't cut the salaries. Armed with discounts, recruiters went into heavily minority areas. Let me interrupt right now. The Carlson School of Management, but I think this is every business college. I went to their website, and by the way, this is the college I graduated from. It's a completely worthless college. Do not go to school there. Don't go to any business college. But what I was particularly appalled at is the number of East Indian students that were on the webpage. Not because I'm against East Indians. Actually, quite the contrary. I'm like, oh my God, are you duping foreigners to come over here? Like, did you hoodwink a bunch of East Indians to come over? Who, by the way, I didn't know if you knew this, not exactly as rich as United States folk. And they're paying out of country tuition rates, and you're giving them a crap degree. It's about the money. And under the guise of diversity, these liberal arts colleges, or any college, frankly, yes, we're here to help Hispanics, Latinos, Blacks, Asians, anything. What do you want? Is your money green? Come on in. We're going to help. And they're selling you poison. And I know the credits will likely transfer, and hopefully this young lady will go on to get a real degree. But what kind of a pain is that? You got to move, and you at least lose a semester of your time, right? You're set back 6 months because now you got to start over. You got to find a new college. You got to apply. You got to move. Armed with discounts, snake oil salesmen, recruiters, went into heavily minority areas where the college previously had not recruited. They were forced to looking into new areas for students because of a shrinking pool of high school graduates in Michigan and intense competition for them. The push worked in two ways. More students came, and a lot of these students were minorities, diversifying the campus. But all was not hunky-dory because the college gave out steep discounts. Its tuition revenue actually went down. So your student body went up, which on a per unit cost you're going to incur more costs. Wear and tear of buildings, electricity, things like that. Maybe you have to hire more teachers to handle more students, more desks, boring stuff like that. But you didn't charge them as much. Let me guess. I wonder if the dean of this school doesn't have his or her CPA. I wonder if they know how to do an income statement, or if their degree is a doctorate in education. Can you liberal arts majors do anything right? Can you do anything right? Or do you always have to be like bankers and constantly get bailed out? You always need other people's money because you're not competent. You're not proficient. And in changing from an almost completely white institution to one on track to become a minority majority college. That's an interesting minority majority college. Albion also unearthed a host of campus cultural issues. The financial reality, subtitle, the financial reality. Nearly 2 months after COVID-19, Chase Stewart and her fellow students from campus on a bright sunny weekend in January. Some moved back for the semester. Stewart wasn't one of them. She opted to stay virtual for the semester. Hey, as a smart girl, there you go. Due to mental health. Okay, that's a different. Okay, just calm down, Aaron. Just calm down. Just calm down. Just accept that 98% of Gen Zers are going to have a mental health issue and they're not going to be able to do things. That's what they'll hide behind. Everybody's mentally ill. COVID, due to mental health, COVID has pretty much restricted on campus and everything is restricted on campus. They're quoting here. Due to mental health, COVID has everything pretty restricted on campus and everything was taking a toll on me. Oh, stress. No. Because the real world won't have stress. If students aren't on campus, Albion's budget can take a massive hit. The college pulled in $16.3 million from residential halls in the 2018-2019 school year, according to the audited financial statements obtained by the Free Press. There was 22.9% of the schools, total $17.1 million. So the total for residential halls. Okay, so lodging took in $16 million out of $71 million. Shifting circumstances like not being able to remain in residence halls could increase the urgency of the decisions Albion faces, according to a confidential assessment of finances prepared by the Board of Trustees in early 2020. An outside firm, EY Pantheon, put together a report which was obtained by the Free Press. The report pointed out that many at the school already knew, while the drive to increase enrollment was successful in bringing in more students to campus, it hadn't solved Albion's problems. Again, I have to know how dumb. Well, I know how dumb and unrealistic college administrators are. You have been so far removed from the concept of efficiency and productivity and simple mathematical reality. You didn't even run projections. I mean, you guys remind me of the bankers where they made a ton of bad loans. And then at the time I said, why we make, what do you mean? What's our plan here? We're going to make more loans to get out of the bad ones. I'm like, we're going to make more bad loans to get out of the bad ones? Have you looked at the profitability of the loans we're about to make? There is no profit. We're going to make things work. That's how we're going to get closing fees. Oh, by the way, that bank needed a bailout and everybody older than me got fired. One guy's dead. There was an FBI investigation too. It was fun times. And this is the same thing. You're as smart as these dopes. We'll just get more bodies in here. What are the bodies paying? What are our expenses? I mean, a freshman accounting major at a local community college could have done this for you. I have my doctorate in educational management. I have the hat. See the robes with the 3 stripes? I are so intelligent. What do you mean debits and credits? I don't deal with that. I just care about children. We had tried the wait and see, keep your powder dry approach, and it just didn't work. Yes, hope works. Gee, I hope someday the economy turns around. I hope some force that isn't me does something in my favor. Why don't you just go to Vegas? Seriously, why didn't you guys at Albion take all the cash you had, go to Vegas and put it on red or black? Why not? You're throwing your cast to hope. You're not taking agency. You're not taking control of the situation. You're completely abdicating your job and responsibility. So if you're going to do that, you just gotta just wait to see. Maybe money would fall out of the sky. I have a doctorate in education. That's what happened when I went to college. Money just fell out of the sky. Why is it the money falling out of the sky? You're just dumb and weak people for relying on hope. Board chairman Michael Harrington told the Free Press. Oh, I'd love to look out. Michael Harrington We had tried to compete on price. That's fine for a while. The report notes Albion has been beating the trend among its peers in enrollment growth. Did we not go through this? Like, hey, the McDonald's down the road is my main burger competitor. And so what I'm going to do to outsell McDonald's is I'm going to sell my burgers for $0.25. Never mind they cost $1 to manufacture. Never mind there's 50 cents in labor that goes into it too. My sales went up. My sales went up. Mm-hmm. What do you mean insolvent? I have a business management degree from the Carlson School of Management. What is insolvency? Don't I get a government grant or something? But has increased its tuition discount rate, leading to a decline in net revenue per student. In the 2018-2019 school year, for example, Albion should have brought in $68.2 million in tuition, but gave $49 million in tuition discounts, leaving it with $19.3 million in tuition. You cut the price of your education by 2/3, and then you wonder why you don't have money. There's this company called A-Hole Consulting that I run. Look me up. But it's too late for you. You guys are probably bankrupt. Any liberal arts college out there that doesn't want to have this happen to them, you can hire me. And let's just call it $1 million. I'll come in, I'll look at your finances and say, hey, education majors. I'm sorry, doctorate education in educational management majors. You're bringing in less than what's going out. Yeah, it's bad. The number should be reversed. Oh, me? Why should you listen? Because I went to the Carlson School of Management. Yes. They're like you, except they suck off the government teat. Yeah. By comparison, in the 2014-2015 school year, Albion should have brought in a total of $46.7 million revenue tuition. They gave $25.3 million in tuition discounts, leaving $21.4 million in tuition revenue. That meant that despite having more students paying tuition, the school actually had more money in its coffers spent in 2014 to 2015. The tuition discount is the difference between the official tuition. Yes, we got it. They gave them tuition. They boosted the numbers. We got it. We sold more burgers at $0.25 than we did at $1.50. Got it. Although I don't know, maybe he thinks journalism majors are reading this. Has to be hand explained to him. Like, if Jimmy has 5 jelly beans and you take away 3, how many jelly beans does Jimmy have left? Does the government give me more jelly? Yes, but we're just assume that doesn't happen. Why are you making me math, man? It's like, why are you restricting me with your ideas, man? The cost of tuition discounts only even put together okay. So he goes through, here's some interesting work. He goes through different universities and shows the gross tuition, the discount tuition, and the 2019 discount rate. Let's just go through the discount rates. This is what some of them. So Albion discounted it by 72%, Alma College by 62%. And this is what's great, guys. Okay. I still don't like it when look, if you pay a penny for a liberal arts degree, you're paying too much, right? It's poison. It's worthless. Your time is completely sucked away. But it's beginning to happen, guys, where tuition is going down. And this is private liberal arts college, I think. It kind of looked like they got private liberal arts college. But look at these discount rates, all right? This is what's happening to their tuition. Down by 71%, 62%. 54%, 45, 34, 30, 36, 64, 20, 55, 35, 48, 32. 40. Gosh, almost a half a decrease. I like to think that the millennial generation, by the way, there's a book here on how not to become one. It's a great book. You can buy it, Amazon, paperback, and Kindle. Think we're such a train wreck. And their Gen Z brothers and sisters, younger siblings, saw that. I think people are slowly starting to exodus out of the liberal arts. I also think the great and merciful Corona Chan, bless her untold bounty, has accelerated this process of making everyone go online. It's starting to wake up people like, hey, why do I have to go to college in a physical? I can go online. So these are all good things, some good of the great and merciful Corona chant. Where was I? But we still got a ways to go with the states. So the private higher priced tuition colleges, they're the ones that are going to take the hit first. But there's still too many of you going to the public schools and majoring in worthless stuff. I just did how many books do you got? I got a lot. In this book, the Book of Numbers, analyzing the ROI on the pursuit of women, even though it's largely dedicated towards a financial analysis and breakdown of pursuing women, is obviously a book for men. Women can read it too. But I pulled the data to look at the percent of women that majored in dumb stuff, and it's 80%. All right. So maybe the private liberal arts colleges go away. That's good. We're getting rid of that. That's good. We don't need them. Right. But then you all go to the public school and you still waste your time and you waste some money. I mean, I'm happy to see this, but it's not happening fast enough. And still the majority of you kids are still going to these schools for worthless degrees. But we got to take, but the larger point is, look what's happening to tuition. I'd like to think that this book I wrote called Worthless, and the disaster that was known as the millennial generation has woken some people up. Like, whoa, wait, I ain't going to do that. I'm going to the trades, going to the military. And so it's in other words, this is economic proof, these numbers that are these discounts. It's beautiful economic data. It's kind of proven. Kids are, and look, guys, this is talking about margins. Still the majority of people go and major in worthless slop. But just a 5% decrease in enrollment or a 10% decrease in enrollment, right, can result in a 30, 40, or in this case, 50, 60, sometimes 70% decrease in tuition in certain submarkets within the college education market, right? So we don't have to get every kid to major in STEM. That's not going to happen. Most kids aren't smart enough to do it. But if we could just, if you can wake up a quarter of Gen Zers who would be going to college for a worthless degree not to, you will destroy not just the private liberal arts colleges, but the public ones as well. You'll just destroy them. They'll never go away. I mean, there'll always be a history department. There'll always be an art department. There'll always be, I don't know, whatever, sociology, all these worthless classes. They'll still be there, right? But if you could just whittle it down, man, have a conversation with your little brother, have a conversation with your little sister, have a conversation with your cousins that are younger than you, or maybe you got some nieces or nephews that are about to go off to college. Sit them down, have a conversation. Hey, kid, have you thought that maybe majoring? I remember these two young gals, they're my age, met them at the U of M. They went to St. Paul for fashion design, not St. Paul in Europe. I think that's France. Is that France? Someplace over there. Yeah, Wisconsin. Wisconsin, beyond Wisconsin, there's a place called Europe too. Wisconsin, say hi to my brother who's a Jew. Where was I going with that? Oh, St. Paul, Minnesota. Also they're over there now. The University of Minnesota St. Paul had a fashion design program. Like, what? Now, screw your dreams, kids. They're not going to ever come true. But these poor girls put all that time and effort. They busted their butts off, spent a lot of time, not to mention a lot of money. And what did they do? They're unemployed. I don't know where they are now, but they're not designing fashion. I'll tell you that. If someone had gone into an older brother, an older sister, an aunt, or an uncle, you parents are worthless. I've given up trying to explain to you parents why you got to tell your kids no, but no, that's hard parenting. It's just little cookies and cake and let him be. He's a free spirit. Why does he live at home at 47? Just get some people you care about. Friends don't let friends major in the liberal arts. Friends don't let friends major in the social sciences. Study it. Be a communist. Be a Marxist. Fine. Go to your protest. You don't need to go 60 grand in debt for it. And still end up working as the barista. Still end up working as the gas station attendant. Oh, you're a really educated gas station attendant. I'll tell you that. Boy, when I tell you to put premium in over in Oregon because no one could pump their gas over there, I'm glad that you and I could talk about Chomsky. Yeah. Did he say that? Chomsky? Yeah, he did say, give me free crap. I know he said it in other flower, but when it boiled down to it, he was just saying, give us free money. Thank you, my fine sir. Here's a quarter. Yeah, down with productive people. Anyway, the point is, you don't need to decrease, and you don't have to eliminate. You don't have to convince every young kid not to major in dumb stuff. Just a quarter of them. And you will send both the private and the public schools into a tailspin. That's where we'd win. We would win. In order to make up the difference, Albion, like some of its peers, has been tapping its endowment, which including for an additional $7 million over its normal yearly draw, which was $5.4 million in the 2018-2019 school year. If it continues on this path, it would spend around $48 million for its endowment through the fiscal year of 2025. The outside firm report says most of those endowments have got to just go away. That's just marring and masking the pricing. That's all that's doing, those endowments. I mean, now it's private companies endowment. You can do what you want with it, but I'm leaving no school in endowment. You schools can't do anything right. Guys, don't leave like in the olden days. I was a University of Michigan guy. I left my money to the university. Leave it to a kid. Leave it to the vasectomy fund. Leave it to. Hey, you want a good St. Jude's Children Cancer Center. That's one. And then there's an organization that gets people's wrongly convicted criminal people free through evidence and DNA and stuff like that. So you want to go give your money there. Don't give it to a college. Nothing good will come of it. Nothing. Most of Albion's peers have also been drawing down their endowments. The report notes Albion's endowment was about $175 million, as the records show. Well, you could just keep relying on money printer go burr, and that will just keep going up in capital gains. Albion can't simply cut its way to sustainability, the report notes. Sure, I got news for you. If you don't, you will cut all of it away. It offers several suggestions as a path forward. Some are shocking, oh God, including merging with the university to become a liberal arts college inside the university. Oh no, don't merge, because private companies never have to do that, huh? Let me ask anyone in academia or the education system, is the idea that you don't have lifelong employment, or that your company can go bankrupt and it ends? Is that a concept to you? Like, and then you have to go find another job? Like everything ends? Companies go bankrupt, governments get overthrown, empires collapse, movies end, marriages end. And sometimes your school has outlasted its usefulness or has become so mismanaged and its product has become so worthless that it no longer serves any purpose or function in society. And when society slowly wakes up, it's like, whoa, the juice ain't worth the squeeze over here. And then you're like, whoa, make serious changes so that we might continue on as an organization. That's too drastic. Well, then it ends. Then it's over. Like, hey, you got cancer. You better get treatment. We got to open you up and remove the cancerous tumor. Whoa, surgery? Whoa, can I just keep living like I was 25 years old? No, you got cancer. It needs to be treated. No way, man. We're not doing that's too drastic. Okay, well, it's a joke. 5, 4, 3. Never mind. Don't have time for it. Somebody remind me to tell that joke and I'll tell it. So I want, merging with university. Albion's campus community. Oh, get over yourselves. What community? Your community recycles every 4 years. It's not characterized by a culture of innovation today, the report said. Albion does not have a recent track record of shifting its program offering in material ways, and transformational options will require significant change. So the education doctorate had his or her head up their ass too long? When asked to react to the report, Chairman Harrington told the Free Press News Report, I didn't find it as chilling as maybe you did because we lived it for several years. The discounted growth. How long does this go? Coming off the 2008 recession, Albion, like its peers, was hurting. Students weren't coming, and finances were really rocky. Competition in the areas where Albion normally recruited was fierce. Armed with the willingness to hand out deep discounts, one of the new markets, went to Chicago. Went to Texas, recruiting Latino students. See? They need your money. It's all about you. They don't care about you. They care about your money. Robert Yorg. How is he Latino? Yorg? Arrived as a student in fall of 2015 and saw the changing student body firsthand. It was very real and brought a different feel to the campus culture. Yorg, now 23, and the director of advocacy for the Michigan Laborers District Council. He was active in campus politics, including serving as a secretary, vice president, and president of the Student Senate, giving him nothing really of value or importance. I'm sorry, giving him access to the administration board, making to before the push. Albion largely looked like a white New England campus transported to rural Michigan. There also was very little socioeconomic diversity. Adding in lower income first in the family to attend college students also meant highlighting some income divisions on campus. Yeah, and here's some very interesting numbers. I mean, from 2015 to 2019, it really warps to where it goes from 10% non-white to 33% non-white, which I wouldn't have a problem with if your college wasn't offering crap. It's all you kids are going there are getting screwed. Tensions built up with Trump, of course. Someone painted "Build a Wall" and Trump on a large rock in the middle of campus. That was replaced by painting of Mexican-American flags. Cardboard box with KK. All right, so you're a liberal arts. Yeah, you look at the kids. None of these kids are STEM. Student diversified, just like Albion. You could write the names of the 90 or so small colleges in Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and Michigan down on individual slips of paper, throw them in a hat, pull just about any one of them out, and substitute that college's name for Albion. Yes. I mean, did the horse and buggy industry take the hint when everyone was getting cars? Like, did anyone, are you guys taking the hint? Why don't you just close up shop? Why don't you just give it up already? Like, go do something else. Oh, that's right. You're education majors. You can't do anything else. You have no real skills. All right. You got to keep the facade going. I see. Okay. Throw my hand when talking about financial struggles. The struggles have done more than nibble at some institutions. They've chewed them up. A partial list of these include McMurray College in Illinois, which closed in 2020. Yes. Mary Grove College in Detroit, which closed in 2019. Yes. St. Joseph's College in Indiana, which suspended operations in 2017. Yes. A huge chunk find themselves teetering above a death spiral. Author and higher education journalist Jeffrey Salingo divides private colleges into two categories, sellers and buyers. Sellers, he argues in his book, Who Gets In and Why? A Year Inside. God, I remember that. Maybe I'm just from a different generation. I remember when you actually had to apply for college and you may not get in. That still is the case with the Harvards and the Yales and all that. But like, you got a pulse, you're in. And if not, they got a satellite campus or a community college that'll take you in. I mean, it used to be a hard, prestigious thing to get into college. Now it's like, you got money? I mean, a pulse? We don't want your money. We love XYZ type of people here. We have XYZ type of people days because we just love XYZ type of people's money. I mean, the people, we like the people. Yes, lots of money. Yes. Oh, you'll give us lots of money. But see, with your African-American history degree, you'll get even more money back. It's an investment, and you can't put a price on education. That'll be $325 a credit, and that textbook is $425 plus tax. We care about you. Trust Brother Cappy, trust Uncle Cappy, okay? Olderbrother.com. Check out my site. Go to the YouTube channel. Get my books. Oh, America's older brother. Or maybe the uncle. Maybe am I getting old enough to be an uncle? I'm getting angry enough to be an uncle. Old, angry Cappy. Sellers, he argued in his books, who gets there, are the most elite and prestigious places that have no problem attracting students, most of whom pay top prices to attend. The buyers, including the vast majority of colleges in the Midwest, have to use tuition discounts to get students to campus. That's not sustainable, said Brian Zucker, the president/founder of Human Capital Research Corporation, an Illinois-based firm that consults on enrollment strategy. That is a very narrow niche. What do? I consult on enrollment strategies. Okay. He argues colleges should change their focus, especially during the upheaval of COVID-19. Yeah, but that's going to require change, and they're going to go down with the ship because all academics know is academia. They've never changed a tire. They've never slung burgers at McDonald's. They haven't mopped floors. Some of them have served coffee. Those are the real ones, and I tip my hat to those who do. But your professors, your professoriate, and certainly your college admin, they are deathly afraid they're going to have to give up their cake jobs and actually go find a real job now. And they want the lie. I don't know how. I gotta write my essay. I'm just too dang tired. Because this is so critical and vital to understand human psychology. And it will be the single largest advancement in the human psychology field. And I'm not joking about that. It will be. Surprise, surprise, it doesn't come from a psychologist. But then again, psychology wasn't really a field or study anyway. This is a profound opportunity for innovation, he told the press. This has a great deal to do with leadership and willingness of the organization to pivot. They're not capable. You're asking a bunch of people who regurgitated Marxist slop for 40 years as adults now to become creative and think and base their decisions in the real world. You're talking about liberal arts professors and social science professors. They are incapable of anything intelligent, let alone independent thinking. Not just attending, but belonging. Oh God, guys, you go in, you get out. It's like it should be. Look, college should be like the dentist. You get in there and get it done and over as quickly as possible. Growing up in the town of Albion, Keena Williams never really spent any time on campus. Oh, dental work. Speaking of dentists, dental work. That wasn't a place where people that looked like me went. Williams, who was African-American, told the Free Press, and people viewed it as a different world. After graduating from high school in 97, Williams went to the University of Michigan. Good, but ended up dropping out. Better. About 5 years later, she decided to go back to college and chose Albion. No. After graduating and working other jobs, she found herself back on campus just as the change in student demographics was occurring. Minority students began pushing for more change. There were lengthy meetings with administrators. And what are you arguing for? What? Don't you guys have time to study? I know it's a liberal arts college, but I always wondered, like, where did when I went to college, where do you guys find the time to protest? You're just protesting for the sake of protesting. You're just whining. Do you have college? Do you have classes? Don't you have homework? Oh, you're a liberal arts. Oh, you don't have homework. You just get all B pluses and A minuses. Okay, I see. That ruffled some feathers, Williams said, for people holding on to what Albion had been for them. Albion is now working to making that change. Williams, who was named the school's chief belonging officer. I wonder what Williams is paid to be the chief belonging officer. That is so stupid. The chief belonging officer. All right. How about this? You have a policy. We're not going to be racist. Huh? We're not going to be bigoted. If there's a genuine complaint, you talk to, I don't know, counsel, whatever, HR or something like that. Student affairs. Oh no, we need to hire a chief belonging officer. Well, where are we going to find the savings here, Ma? And here's the previous mentioned consultant. They need to sit and come up with innovation and pivot. And they just hired a belonging officer. You think they're capable of independent thought and critical thinking? We talk about retention as being everyone's job. We talk about how belonging is everyone's job. We've reached a tipping point where we have folks in all of our stakeholder groups who are committed to this. except your accountant. Game plan for revival. You guys ready? Go get a nice little shot of booze. This is going to be funny. As COVID-19 raged across Michigan in early spring, Matthew Johnson was sitting in the living room of the president's house in Albion. There were chairs drawn up in a socially distant circle, of course, groups of faculty, academic staff, student life staff. Student life staff. Faculty, I get. Academic staff? Yeah. Student life staff. Students and the search committee itself trooped in for the 45 minutes with Johnson, potential new leader of the college. Everyone knew the college needed ideas. Some worried about what change would bring. It's coming whether you like it or not. Johnson, the then associate dean for the college for engaged. Why do you need associate dean? Can't you just have a dean? I mean, things are that bad. For engaged scholarship, Johnson, then the associate dean of the college for engaged scholarship. There's a department that has a dean and an associate dean, not just for the college for engaged scholarship. That is a sub. I wonder where the money goes. And senior fellow and executive director of the Howard R. Swearer Center for Public Service, at Brown University, was ready. I put a stake in the ground. There is no way to cut our way out of this. Okay. There's a hole in the ship. The only way we're going to save this ship is not to plug that hole. We all love the hole with the water rushing in. Don't plug the wonderful and merciful hole. I put a stake. You didn't put nothing, buddy. You pissed into a tornado. That's what you did. There's no way to cut our way out of this. He recalled a few months later, sitting in his office, large whiteboard filled with one scribble with plans and ideas. I'm looking at it. You can see it. They got a picture of it. You know what's missing? Numbers. There's not one number listed on this. There's no numbers, no budget. Albion wants to stay affordable, but build the quality to show families why it's worth the price to send a student to a small school in the middle of Michigan. That means the investments will be needed in faculty pay, in new programs, and in infrastructure. Johnson's sticking with diversification as a priority, something Harrington said was a key consideration when the board was looking for a new president last year. We wanted to find a president who is courageous to make the investments that are needed, he said. We agree we need to do some things different. The conversation now is about how Albion can become known as a place students come to because you want to find a purpose in life. Kids, please go get God, please, children, go get this book. These adults, this is my generation now. They're lying to you. And what's sad is I think they are so stupid and they have their head so far up their ass, they don't know what they're talking about. We want you to pay money to find out what your purpose in life is. Why don't you just take in a bunch of YouTube documentaries? Why don't you go and study things on the internet? Why don't you know what would be a better way to find your purpose in life? Right here. I think you guys will agree with it. Instead of spending the $30,000 a year or whatever it is costs to go to Albion, go travel the world. Do it. It'd be an incredibly higher ROI on the investment of your money. But I mean, is it something things that make you go, that's an old 90s joke. No one's going to get it. Doesn't it make you go, when gray hairs are telling you you need to spend money to figure out what your point and purpose in life is? Don't you think you could do that on your own if you just sat around, hung out, talked with your friends, talked with your families, talk to yourself, figure some things out yourself? Like, well, what do I like to do? That change, because you want to find a purpose in life. That change costs money, and digging into the endowment is unsustainable. We're scrubbing every corner of the budget. Yeah, I noticed with your belonging officer. Is your belonging officer looking for ways to cut money too? Oh, it's so wonderful. You have cancer. No, I don't. I have a cold. You really ought to have this chemo. No, I'm taking NyQuil. Gargle, gargle, gargle. Why am I still sick? Because you have cancer. No, I don't. I got a cold. Gargle, gargle, gargle. Never mind. I'll just go save someone who's not bat bleep insane. He's aware of the stakes. If nothing changes 2 years, he says, of how long Albion has to fix things, that gets extended by every change. I love, if this was good journalism, the guy, once again, David Jesse of the Detroit Free Press, did some good math and numbers here. Well written, very thorough article. I just want to compliment him on that. But you could see just not only the economics behind it, how the liberal arts are going away. These colleges are going away. They finally are closing down. Tuition is coming down. They've played their hand to it. But how unwilling, how clueless and unable they are to have, well, they're not even courageous enough to assess and identify the problems that's wrong with the liberal arts. And then they come in like, we're going to make changes for diversity and inclusion, to streamline efficiencies, to make it a place of belonging so people could find their point and purpose. Like, that's not going to cut it. They are too weak to admit, I might have to find another job, or we're going to have to completely turn this college around and turn it into something that's going to be of value for students who want to attend. And that's academia. These liberal arts professors, these college administrators, they're going to go down with their ship. And mark my words, in about 10 to 20 years' time, you're going to see people my generation, they're going to be 50s and 60s, laid off. What were you? I was a college dean. Laid off, huh? What do you do now? And they're like, I'm writing a book. I'm writing a children's book. And, how do you survive? Well, reverse mortgage. I sling coffee. It's going to happen. And they're never going to admit it because they've been so steeped in that environment of academia where they had a doctorate in education. I'm a dean. I'm a chancellor. Yeah, of a really crappy ship, of a sunken ship. And they'll never leave. They cannot imagine living in a world where they aren't a dean or a professor. And they certainly do not have the courage or bravery or the work ethic to actually put forth a quality education and hold the kids up to standards. It's not going to happen. So there you go. All right, now, how long did we go? 47 minutes. Give me a second, and I'm going to get to the super chats. Let me log in to the archive. Okay, and we're back. So let's go through it in reverse order. The Gal Bleep Bacon for 223. Somebody say the circle of why bother. Correct. Yes, the circle of why bother. That's public news is $2. Are you getting the corona vaccine? Probably not. I think I did have it quite some time ago. And I don't get my flu shots usually. Mexi Mike, $2. I just want to follow my dream and the money will follow. Yes, it will. Donovan for $5. He has nothing to say. Thank you for the $5. Public nuisance for $1. Also nothing to say. Rich Goodson, $5. Chief Bologna officer. Chief Bologna officer. Now that's something I could bite into. Alex Patino, $5. That's what the future is because everyone wants to follow their passion, not wanting to do real work. So doctors, engineers, etc., will be scarce. And don't forget truck drivers, Alex. Don't forget truck drivers. Eugene Raj, for 10 US dollars. Eugene from New York City, 31-year-old millennial. Any other majors or trades, STEM, accounting, bookkeeping, medical assistant, nurse, and construction? Is this all the jobs that are left? Well, there's more than that, but any skill or trade that leads to a product or service that is in demand, like, for example, actuaries. It's not exactly a sexy, career profession, but they're highly in demand. Their service they provide is very valuable to insurance companies or, I'm trying to, pharmacists, there's thousands of legit jobs out there. But what did the liberals, what can you be with a liberal arts major? A teacher, an artist, a nonprofit activist, basically white collar panhandler, or a government worker. You don't really do anything. Sam Whiskey, $5. Sam predicted Tom Brady's championship win in the book Poor Richard's Retirement. Hail the Nostradamus Cappy. I did? What? Zaranx, $5 reaction to the title. Ha ha ha, wheeze, blah ha ha. That's why I had the J.K. Simmons guy laughing. Ice Nose, $2. Durka. Mohammed. All right. We're not doing Team America World Police. Irish Alpha, $10. Art majors are often more dangerous, not benign. Yeah. Take a look at the guy with the funny mustache in Germany. Huge fear of influence through teaching, journalism, HR, and politics. Corporations should be a bastion of capitalism, but is infected with pink hairs now. Andre. Oh, COP. Oh, I thought $10,000. What's COP? COP to USD. What is that? What's a COP? Colombian pesos. Damn it. All right. So I got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. $2.80. So 10,000. I think that's the largest denomination of a currency we've had donated. Andre writes, they lie to you, take your money, and they turn you into a social warrior with useless skills that will ultimately going to end up depressed with that. Here's the other thing. And they brainwash you to think that it's some other person's fault, namely Republicans in the Senate, when it was literally the college teachers, professors, and admin that took your money and paid themselves with it and then buy fancy houses. I'll show you the fancy houses where all the U of M professors live right off the campus. But they have you convinced it's the Republicans in the Senate that are doing it to you. The gall darn bacon, $2.23. Looking at a foot of snow here. What I miss? Nothing much. We're just slamming on liberal arts schools. Goth Rocker 7, $5. I was smart, avoided college, got a job in the utilities. Yeah, become a lineman. Oh, sure. Or lay some pipe. Yeah. Make a lot of money. The people that call me a loser are the real losers now. There's Athens Mexican poop. We knew Athens would have a Mexican poop. And that is that. All right. Let me now go to the live stream. Are we all caught up? Chief Baloney Officer, Mexi Mike. Scrolling down more. Oh, there's Chi-Town Biker. Somebody says circle, why bother? Here, Alex. I admit my wife got a useless degree in communications in La Universidad de León Plantel, a local university in Celaya. I'm botching all this. Guanajuato. And she finished it in 3 years, managed to pay for it with scholarships. Good. Well, good for her. No. Okay, good. Now I'm caught up. Let me scroll down. Sam Whiskey, another $5. Cappy, if they pass student loan forgiveness, what happens to someone like me who has his pay? You just got screwed. What do you sit and spin? What I would do is I would refuse to hire anyone if I could find a way. I mean, I would have no business dealings, would not invite people I like. It's like, man, I'm glad they passed that student loan forgiveness. And everyone says, yeah, man. I told did you get anything? Oh, yeah, I did. Oh, it was great. Biden's awesome. And then it's like, yeah, okay, I guess we get a different employee. I'm just having a plan B. There's no rest for the wicked. Once the house is built, the next, okay, we got to go find a new place to go. This will be the new headquarters. And I will enjoy the hiking and the motorcycle riding, but then I got to go to other places. Chi-Town Biker, $10. Hey, you're almost suffering as bad of the cold weather as I am, huh? You gonna take your motorcycle out there, Chi-Town? Screw those worthless collages. Here we only bail out Cappy. Yes, thank you. The bailout, yes. Riffs from the Abyss, 666, $5 for the Poke Funds. Thank you, Riffs. Thank you very much. Yes, they will Found a new Poke Bowl place not too far away. I'm going to try it out. Hunter X-Men, $5. Liberal arts degree equals cushy world men has built. Now the liberal arts degree does not equal the cushy world men has that they go live in it. They get their smartphones and they pontificate about how to move other people's hard-earned money to solve world problems that have never been solved or are solvable. But they don't build the cushy world. Ice knows $2. Vietnamese food in jail. Poke Bowl. I don't know. Are they going to send me to jail? All right. I think we're all caught up. Boom, boom, boom. All right. We're done. I just want to share the good news. Unfortunately, it's just a notification, just so you guys know I'm losing my voice, obviously. So I'm going to enact sore throat pricing over at A-Hole Consulting, where the prices are now going up to a $50 average video request and 45 email. That won't be permanent. I just got to give it a rest, but I will have that announcement later. But I will not be going away. I just need to. I had a lot of interviews, and I had a lot of. We had a ton of. I looked up the numbers. I'm up 25% from last year, so and my voice is telling me that. So if I don't take a break, I will lose my voice. There will be no more Cappy. There'll just be writing Cappy, and nobody likes writing Cappy. You want agitated, angry, yelling Cappy, which is why I know you're all here. Mexi Mike for the not a bailout fund. Okay, all right. I'll see you guys later, toodles.